Oh, fucking on the bone, yeah. Hey, you're supposed to catch that. Wow, you fucked up. Yeah. He can't do it, dude. Wow. He's incapable of fucking cashing the meats. Yeah. Eat it. Go on. Eat that food. Here, hold on. Actually, before I do anything here, let me do this real quick. All that shit. Oh, son of a bitch. Do this real quick. God damn it. I think that should be good. There we go. Cool. Cute. Give it a little mutt. What an absurd little mutt. What a goofball. Bruh. Doggo. Yeah. One more little foo-foo. One more foo-foo. Oh my god, this goofball, dude. Look at his little face. Look at that happy little face. They're just like, whoa, what was that? Come on, go get it. There you go. Oh my god, what a fruit ball, dude. Goofball little dog. What a goofy little dog. What a little munchkin. What a munchkin. Oops. Oops. I still need to fucking figure out where exactly the buttons are for the volume / power knob. Because it seems like the speaker doesn't fuck with, shit when it comes to doing this, but I'm not 100% sure. So it's like at least things are okay, from what I've noticed. So we'll see, I guess. Your pants, blue child used to be backstage. They're sexy vibes, bitches sucking on dicks. That's right, right. Ooh, right. What? What's up, little shit? Fuck, little shitbird. Oh, then you dress who's a kick in the ass. Let's beat you blue till you shit in your pants. No move, Chinese, a bit backstage. They're sexy vibes, bitches sucking on dicks. That's right. Ride, how we ride. Oh, ride. Oh, ride. No left newspapers by wide debated, but the guys at the station, they don't give a shit. Dispatch calls, are you doing something wicked? No, sorry, Jack, just give a ticket. It's ride. Ride, how we ride. Let's ride. Oh, ride. That's right. Ride, how we ride. That's right. Oh, ride. Do, do, do. Pilgrim Justice Sailing Mass 1692. Circumstance of outsides, baby. Sinners is removed. And those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. Son of a bitch. You know what? I know my dad has a new fucking lighter over here. I'm stealing his lighter. Where is it? Where's our lighter? God damn it, did he fucking snag that bitch? Yay! I found one. Never mind, I found a lighter. Woo! I found his backup. So now my backup now. I was about to go to bed, then I see you pop up again, and now I'm here. Actually, you know what? While you're here, please tell me the Bluetooth is actually a Bluetooth and not fucking speaking from my speaker. Is this actually connected or is it fucked? Please tell me. I need to know that. Because I might have a loophole. We might not be able to react to shit, but I might have a loophole. I will just have to do it via YouTube, but if the Bluetooth is... Sounds good. Okay, thank fuck! That means I can turn up the music as much as I want! Yay! Because Streamlabs with this phone wants to fuck up. But if I do it for YouTube, it won't. We just can't fucking have a screen or anything. Which YouTube needs to upgrade that shit, but that means I can turn this up now. You just gave me the confirmation I can turn this bitch up. Oh! That's right, motherfucker. Sell the unborn, kill the young. Sell the unborn, kill the young. This song's so fucking more prevalent than ever. Secret in extremist land. Family values, mom hates kids. Unborn child is sacred. But once they're born, to hell with them. No more there is equal mobs. Especially after Roe v. Wade's been fucking revoked, this song is so goddamn prevalent than ever. It just really shows we need more Jello than ever. And fuck my phone, because I really want to react to actually some Jello low-key. He actually released a video because he has an active YouTube channel. And he just recently uploaded a video about, like, Kamala Harris. Is she good enough, or do we need to push further kind of thing? And I'm just like, ooh, I haven't even watched it, but oh my god, I want to react to it so bad. Because I don't want to, like, tease myself, but I think I have to. I think we just have to, like, I just have to, like, pressure y'all to fucking watch it and react to it, I guess. At least for now. Maybe in the future we'll be able to, but for now, I mean, that ain't really a possibility at the moment. Just because of my phone, currently. I guess we could listen to it. I could do it like this, but it's, this is... I did get some 99% ibuprofen alcohol, so I can maybe fix this. So we'll see about this motherfucker. It's at 4%. It's still alive. Even at 4%. Shit, dude. I'm just going to do the last little thing with Stefano and try that 99% alcohol and dip this motherfucker. I'll turn the power off, dip this fucker in that shit, see what happens. And if so, I think we'll be back in the game without having to spend money, baby. So we'll see. We'll have to see. I'm just hoping, man. I'm really fucking hoping. I really hope this motherfucker works, dude, because it's so close. It's so close. Oh, fuck. It's all Small Blows playing now. I'm on a playlist, so whatever the fuck is playing is random. I didn't think a lot of Small Blows would be playing right now. Fuck, dude. This might be the, let's see. Is it the live session, the entire thing? It is. No. It's just the song. Okay, cool. But still. I was about to be like, if we're going to listen to this whole live session, fuck it. You see my Discord friend for fuck. I didn't yet. I mean, honestly, it's because I was walking home and chatting with some people before I left and didn't even think about it, but that's my fault. That's my fault. I guess I could do that. I mean, YouTube would just immediately reconnect me as soon as I come back, so I could do that really quick if y'all want to give me a minute. I mean, I'll wait for a green light on that. Because, I mean, I will admit, man, there's a lot of shit that I want to bullshit about work right now. And a lot of what you're saying really reminisces that. I guess if you want, I guess you could copy paste it. I just don't want you to do that. So if you want me to just go look at it real quick, I can do that. But that will buffer the stream, so it's your call, I guess. If you want to just copy paste it, reading on yeah, sure, yeah. I'll do that, yeah. With that. Whoever thinks a writer is easy is a fucking moron. I'm juggling between like 3 to 4 different projects already. And then someone I follow is like, limited review copy of my book. My brain's like, no, you already have too much on your plate. Me. Oh boy, would I? Yeah. The same thing for me for music, dude. I mean, honestly, like, for Lost Mon Blows, the band playing right now, I have legit connections to that band. I mean, I got their fucking hat on me, for fuck's sake. I mean, I know the guys a little bit. I mean, a lot of the bands I've discovered are for these motherfuckers. Like, I know them. And the connections and all this other shit, dude, it's a different sphere for sure, but in that artistic, commonality, it's, it's different, but there's a similarity with that shit, man. Because, dude, the struggle will be like, I got too much time, I got other shit on my plate, I really wish, oh my god, I want to so bad. Because, dude, I'm a trumpet player. I mean, And like, and I've told them, it's like, hey, I'm just saying, but like, if you really want to like connect with me, and I'll even call out for work. I don't give a fuck if you need a backup player, I'm your guy. I mean, I've told them that, and they've hit me up and been like, hey, are you able to partake in jam sessions? And I'm just like, due to my current schedule, not right now. But I mean, keep me posted with that shit, because like it's one of those things like where like I mean they've kept the offer up on the table, so to speak. It was just like, ooh. And my friend Tyler's already in the band too, for metal specifically, not really ska like this, but for metal, like for Atomic Terror and shit. It's like, like having these fucking gateways for me, especially as a musician, is torturous as fuck when you got no goddamn fucking like true connection in a way where you could just fucking like say fuck it and just go to it, or be a jam session or a live performance, member, and get at least a small cut and fucking, at least, get your door in there, like, get the foot in the door. Green Discord badge shall repost message for the sake of context. I mean, I could pull it up. I mean, like I said, I mean, I could read it really quick and come back, but YouTube will buffer for a second. So, like I said, if you don't want to go for the work, I will. I mean, because I do have it, right there for you. And this song is actually pretty much over. Pause that. No. Pause that shit. There we go. Here. Yeah, here. So I can, I'll pull up Discord really quick. We'll buffer for a minute, but don't go anywhere. It will literally be like a minute, 2 minutes at most, just to read, what's going on for Rose. But anyway, here. Give me a second. I read that shit, and you know what? Bruh. Truth was spoken in that shit. I mean, honestly, just for the context for people, I kind of want to say, post in the comments, but I mean, I could just copy paste that and, just put that in the comment section later. But what you're saying is some truth. Because you know what? We're about to do it. You know what? Hold on. Since I guess, doing streams via YouTube, as long as I have a music playlist set up, I guess you're okay. It won't fucking be like, while I'm fucking trying to talk, via Streamlabs with this phone. So fuck me for that. But you know what? Hey, at least this is something. It's better than nothing, So shit. But anyway, this fucking shit, especially when what you're talking about, this idea of like, oh, these fucking, like management and like, the corporation basically, looking at all the productivity and all the shit that you fucking do and not really, fucking acknowledging any of that shit or, wanting to understand the fucking grounds of what the shit is and all sorts of shit. Even tonight, man, I spent way longer than I fucking should have tonight cleaning some shit that I knew for fucking fact was worthless to try to clean. Legitimately. And my department manager happened to be doing late night shit. I know for a fact she's still in my department right now cleaning shit right now. Right now as we speak. I could go walk to my store right now, unironically, and we can go see her in there and be like, hey, what's up? My drunk ass could go down there and be like, what's up? I can show you what I'm talking about. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying, it's like she would literally be there right now, deep cleaning a bunch of shit, and the shit that I was trying to deep clean, it's impossible to deep clean. Like, it's underneath our sinks and our dishwasher and shit, and there's a lot of like grime and muck you know, in between like this little corner section. I need to take a picture for y'all to really understand the show. And I don't even know how to fucking show it right now, considering my phone currently. So, but either way, it's like I need to fucking show y'all this shit. Actually, considering this phone still works, I could do it right here. Because all I could do is just pull it up like this and just show you a picture, you know, like this fucking thing, right? So actually, I should do that tomorrow. You know what? We're doing it. I'm gonna fucking take pictures. I'm bringing this fucking phone with me, charge that bitch ass up, just to fucking take a few pics. So when I stream again, while I'm waiting for my new phone, for my mainstream phone and shit, I can at least use this to show you some shit. Wait a minute. Well, the fucking camera is fucked on this. God damn it, I just realized that. Motherfucker. I could just have one of my coworkers send some pictures to me. No, that's the way to do it. I'll just have my coworker send me some pics. There we go. You know what? I figured that. I already know how to do it. But anyway, it's just like, the point being though, it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's insane. Like, there's honestly some grime and muck where I was trying to deep clean, where I was literally cutting away at the floor itself. Like, I was creating a cavity for just shit to build up further in, you know, for my deep cleaning. I was even telling her, it's like, yo, well, I'm actually kind of removing a lot of the corner of this wall and shit like that. Like, a lot of this is wear and tear. This isn't grime that's built up. This is wear and tear. And she was like, I knew it. My department manager was aware of this shit. She knew it. She already knew. I did too. But because like our ops manager and even my department manager, her words says she's a cunt, a horrible bitch, and ruthless and fucking horrible. I haven't seen it, but her words and pretty much everybody else's words, especially for the morning crew, have said that shit. And I'm just like, whoa. Especially, you know, from the very little that I have seen from her, I can get it. Because, like, she is all boss, no bullshit motherfucker kind of type, where she will literally not give a fuck. She would not give a fuck. Whatever your, like, you know, on the ground problems are, get your shit done, or you're kind of like, you're about to get fucked by the corporate, you know, kind of shit. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. That's why I've been keeping my head down and fucking, you know, accepting the fact that I have to, like, sing a single song at karaoke because I have to say at fucking midnight and all this other bullshit. You know, it's like, if it was me, I would have called out tonight and been like, look, I'm out. I'm sick. I got some food poisoning. Oh, you know, straight ass. Like, you know how close I was to doing that today? Oh, so fucking close. The only reason why I didn't is because my next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, days off. So karaoke is going to be free willy-nilly. I can do whatever the fuck I want kind of shit. So it's like, and I'm doing that shit. Especially for Duffy's. Like, there's some cakes. I'm going to fucking put some shit out there. Like, we're making a fucking vibe that night. Especially for, you know, for Friday and Saturday, too. Because, like, dude. After this last week with all this bullshit, fuck that. You know what's really awesome? The walkthrough is my weekend. I get to avoid this motherfucking shit. Get fucked, motherfuckers. I don't have to deal with the fucking, you know, district CEO, corporate boss, and all that bullshit. No, I get to avoid that shit. I get to pick up my cakes while I see them walk from my department and be like, I'm the badass that kind of got all this shit done. Can you boost my voice, please? You know, I'm going to be a fucking little, you know, I'm going to be a little weasel with that. I'm going to be like, you know, you want to fucking, you know, boost my shit because I'm the only one that got that shit done? Not to throw anyone else under the bus, but it's like, I've been there 9 fucking years. And, you know, so you might as well recognize my shit. I mean, it's to the point where, weirdly enough, and I kind of don't like it, the department managers of other delis, from Sunnyside, Lake Oswego, fucking Leslin even, all these fucking Safeways are in the Portland metro area generally know my name, and I don't like that. It's kind of freaky. Like, because the other day, one of the Lake Oswego's deli manager happened to be helping out at our department for a while, and I happened to be serving someone a sandwich, and he was heading out for the night, or for the day. It was like, oh yeah, I know of this guy, he's really great, for sandwiches and stuff like that. I kind of want to steal him from my department up in Lake O. And I already knew what he meant. I was like, no, Lake O, the bougie ass fucking like the equivalent of like the Southwest version of West Lynn. Nah, dude. I love my blue collar ass fucking Milwaukee. Like, I don't want to fucking be in like, bougie ass, like, fucking like, upper crusty fucking Lake O. Fuck that shit. I don't want none of that shit. What do you think you are, a lawnmower? I think they do. Honestly. It's bullshit, dude. It's stupid. I mean, honestly, a lot of it is because I've been there for so fucking long, and my name has gotten around. I'm really starting to notice that, and for certain things, I'm okay with that. Like earlier tonight at the bar, that shit, I love that. I love that. I will never fucking dog on that. But in the workplace, I'm a known quantity because I'm just that valuable. No, I don't want that. Oh God. I don't want to be like ping-ponged around everywhere till Sunday. And already knowing that is already kind of like semi-established. So if I was driving and shit like that, these motherfuckers would be like, oh, yo, you want to work a shift over here? This, that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't want to spend gas money for that shit. No. I'm working in my area. This is my spot. I ain't going to Lake O. I ain't going to Westland. I ain't going to all these other fucking, spots. The closest I'll ever go is to the Happy Valley or the Woodstock fucking Safeways. That's it. I will never go beyond that shit because, like, it's just too far, too consuming for me. And that's just, outside of driving. If there's, like, an off-ball, like, I really, am necessary, and I'm, like, literally the only motherfucker to, like, go to, like, Woodstock or fucking, like, Happy Valley. I mean, I at least have ways to get there. But, I mean, with, like, now, no. And they already kind of weirdly enough want to do that. They just know that I can't, do that, so they never push that. But the fact that they are, like, waiting for me to, like, be able to drive is kind of fucking freaky to me. I do not like that. That's actually kind of, like, knowing that is a fact, to some of these other department managers and store directors at other stores, because they know my name, it's like, I don't like that. I just don't. It's kind of creepy. I don't like being that well known. It's like, make me the drunk karaoke fuckboy, that everyone knows about. I don't want to be, like, known as a Safeway, Slaveway, fuckboy worker and shit. No. I don't want that. I don't want that shit. It's like, goddamn, bro. It's like, what the fuck? To the moon. Sukov locked himself in the washroom again. Not surprised, but I summarize though. what I got in this initial copy going. Figured it'd be easier to repost in this message. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, honestly, a lot of what I'm talking about is reminiscent to what you sent to me. I mean, I honestly have legit kind of gained some respect for my department manager lately because of what's been happening lately. Because our daily ops manager for the district has been, I don't know why, but like she's been pretty much at our store and at our shit specifically for like the last week or so. And she is literally, this cunt has unironically has made 4 of our coworkers literally walk out and cry multiple times in the past fucking week. Like my manager, like a few of our cooks, a few of our like salad morning crew and shit, like they've literally gotten to the point where they've like made these people cry and broken down and just left. Or just been sent home because, like, they're just not capable of doing the job anymore because they're too distraught. And what happens to be the commonality between that is the ops manager for all these deli departments in our district, where she's, for some reason, specifically, hitting us and fucking us, in a lot of ways, including my department manager, and if anything, setting her up to fucking fail. I mean, legitimately. Like, I mean, she, earlier today, like, our entire fucking freezer got cleaned out. We don't have a U-boat in there anymore because they, condensed and, put a bunch of different shit in the freezer and stuff. And when my department manager showed up at around, like, 9 to 10 o'clock tonight, she was like, this fucking bitch, what the fuck did she do to our freezer? Like, and then she would, like, look at our orders and stuff that happened earlier today. She's like, what the fuck? She ordered this and this much? Why did she do that? Like, she was kind of panicking, for like the first hour or two while, me and my other coworker Skittle, were fucking finishing our shit. And then, once she, started getting into her closing duties, like, she was bitching to us a lot about this. And hearing her side of all this shit, especially to have, like, some time where we can actually just kind of, like, sit for a minute, have our arms crossed, and just, like, let's hear the story for a minute. Because we don't have to worry about customers. We don't have to worry about production, whatever the fuck. We have some time to actually just, like, sit and talk. And the shit that she was saying, it's like, what the fuck? This ops manager, for our district is she's a cunt. I don't see it myself personally, but not just her or any of these other district managers, in these other stores for delis. Our store, from everybody, from other managers, from other coworkers, even our store directors can recognize that, yeah, she's kind of a bitch. And we don't necessarily like her that much, but because she does her job good, she stays there, and she's been there for a long time. And it's fucked. And so I don't necessarily feel that or see that myself. I think because she sees the value in me as a worker, because I've told her, it's like, oh yeah, when it comes to this, I already know how to do that. When it comes to this, I've already been taking care of that a little bit. If you want me to do some extra detail stuff, let me know what to use. I'll deal with that. So she kind of looks at me and it's like, oh, cool, you're, so I can rely on. Ooh. So she always, looks at me as like, respectfully. Maybe that's just because I just know how to raise a motherfucker in a way. At least, when it comes to that basic respect. But she does not give that back. She will not give that back to you. From what I understand. I have not had enough interaction with her with this shit and where she doesn't do that. But because by the time I start doing my shit, she's heading out. That's the fuck thing about that. It's like, I don't see the cutness and the bitch, in her. I just see the assertive businesswoman in her, and I'm like, hey, I'm keeping my head low. I'll do that shit, sure. But because I'm only, seeing her for like an hour, maybe 2 at most, I don't get to see a lot of the fucking shit that she really fucking hammers on people. Where she ends up being legitimately, like, almost abusive to our fucking coworkers and to my fucking manager. And it's like, look, there's things that I could look at my manager. It's like, look, I think you can improve on these things. But I would never fucking look at her and be like, oh, you just suck, or you're just horrible, or this and that, or whatever. Like, from the shit that this bitch has said to her, on top of all my other coworkers, it's like, I got my problems. I got some issues, especially from the morning crew, for sure. But how this motherfucker has, like, dropped a lot of the shit on these people to the point they literally will just fucking walk out or on their break are just busting into tears and crying their heart out because of the fucking abuse they had to deal with. Like, what the fuck? That bitch better be lucky that she doesn't do that shit while I'm there, because I'll stand up for my fucking worker. I'll stand up for my fucking coworkers and my, you know, brother and sisters in labor, because, look, whatever flaws they got, they don't deserve abuse at all. They don't deserve that shit. You want to uplift them, be like, hey, look, you're doing good on all this shit, and I'm really glad that you're keeping up with that type of stuff, but, you know, you want to help, you know, try to at least, you know, maybe deal with some dishes, this and that. Like, I get that shit's stressful. You got the lunch rush and all sorts of shit, but, like, you know, uplift your fucking worker instead of fucking beating them down, because if you want them to be better, you want to uplift them and give them confidence. Not feel like, you know, they're just shit or just a fucking slave to your system.
I learned earlier, it's just like, okay, I'm the blame kid. You know, don't take it personally. It's just like,
well, I mean, well, hold on. I mean, you should kind of, well,
nothing to do with it.
The thing is, you should take it personally a little bit, not inherently in the sense of like, well, what the fuck? Yes, but it's just like, if you're not at fault for some fuck up that happened, own up to that. Be like, I'm not at fault. Do not blame me. That was somebody else. But you know what? I'm doing my job and I'm doing my part. And you know what? I will fucking fix that shit if you want me to. But don't blame me or anyone else because someone else fucked up. You know what? Even if they did, maybe they were having a mental health day or something. You know, whatever the fuck. You know, it's like, don't beat someone else down because something got fucked.
Not just, you know, I'm just like, okay, I messed up, I did this and that.
Because yeah.
But another thing, if somebody tells me to do it this way and get fucked up, or, you know, do this and it's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. And I have to, do you know how, especially in the past week or so, do you know how much that bullshit has been said to me lately? And I'm just like, this is wrong. Or, you know, you're saying bullshit because I already know how to clean this place. And what you're telling me to deep clean ain't going to work. Like, I mean, yeah, and even my department manager can at least fucking confirm that tonight. Because I tried to, you know, because they were saying, oh, you need to put some elemental, like, you know, deep clean detergent stuff or whatever. You know, which is our mop soap or whatever, you know, for certain spots and just let it soak overnight. We did that, and we even deep cleaned and scrubbed and used scrapers on, like, you know, this side of the wall that is underneath our sinks and dishwasher and all that shit. And I was literally eating away at the fucking wall and the floor. I was literally carving the fucking floor and the wall out. Like, I wish I had pictures. Well, you know what? Maybe they should hire her ass, you know, for a fucking deep clean in our department, because, like, she would be probably a fucking saint. Because having us, you know, especially when they order us to do certain things where we know for a fact ain't gonna work. It's like, what the fuck do you expect? I mean, it's like, oh, you want, like, you know, this corner, you know, or this, like, side of the fucking wall and the floor to be, you know, spick and span. Well, guess what? That's impossible, because that's literally wear and tear that's been there since I was fucking hired 9 goddamn years ago. It's like, that shit's been there since I got hired. Like, fucking goddamn 9 years ago. So it's like, what? You expect that to be scrubbed away? Bitch, please. Like, give me a break of that bullshit. Absurd. And the fact that I had to spend my dumbass fucking scrubbing that bullshit and then looking at the department manager and being like, hey, I tried. You can show that I tried. Can you tell them that this is not fucking grime and bullshit? This is wear and tear that's just been there for years since I've been hired? Because I was trying to tell them that for a while. And now she has proof. She can look at me and it's like, I saw this kid that y'all look up to when it comes to deep clean shit, bust his ass over this shit and sacrifice karaoke to fucking, do that on a Friday night. And it's like, and I swear to fucking God, if I hear bullshit after, from Friday night clean shit, I swear to fucking God, dude, I will have a gasket. I really will. Like, straight up. And that will make me annoyed. It's like, because like I try to do all the shit that I know you are trying to look at and really, like fucking prioritize. And you are still nitpicking bullshit and still not even willing to recognize the fucking work that I do for you motherfuckers. And I've been there for 9 years. It's like, you want me to fucking just put my 2 weeks now? You want me to do that? Because that department and that entire store will be destroyed and fucked if I'm gone. I know that for a fact. If I put my 2 weeks in, or some shit, that store, and especially that department, will be shut down. There's no way that department would ever run. There's literally no way. Oh, they will. But they will. They'll try to keep that shit running as long as they can. But do you really think that shit's gonna last? I mean, honestly, I know this.
The Tiger store is like having problems with the deli.
Well, I mean, I've heard the Winco Deli, over here on 82nd is closed down before in the past, but they aren't anymore because now they got some people there. But they had to shut it down because shit got so bad where they, enough people left where they had to shut down until they got more people to be hired in order to fucking run it. And our store's going to be the same way. And depending if the merger between Kroger / Piggly Wiggly, and Albertson / Safeway goes through, our store might even shut down and might not even be there anymore. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, do they even really give a fuck about our own well-being? Because really, they don't. They just want their fucking money, and they know this merger is going to make them a shitload of fucking money, especially the managers and store directors there. They're going to get their bonuses and be able to fuck off and not give a shit. And rob us blind and fuck off and shit. It's like, and we get fucked. The workers, the consumers and the workers get fucked for that shit. It's like, well, where's our benefits or our dividends out of that shit? Even if it does get sold off, it's like, where's our dividends or where's our fucking security over this shit? There ain't none of that. Let's see a couple comments, yeah. Summarize when the shop's going, figure out music repost on this. You arrive at work the day after and you find everything in disarray. That happened kind of earlier today too, honestly, funny enough. If you think that I deep cleaned end up being dirtier than I left them tonight, it was like, how in the fuck did that even happen? Why? Why do I have to spend my extra time deep clean shit that I already did the night before because y'all fucked it up worse?
Think of how the people at the higher ups that came to inspect tonight, they're just like, ah, crap. The boss wants me to go inspect this store at midnight. Like,
oh, they don't give a fuck about that shit because you know why? Because they get a fucking.
They don't like it probably much
No, they do because they get a bonus out of it, and they could just literally, whatever problems that they have to deal with, they can just blame it on the fucking workers, at the bottom. Like they don't give a fuck. They're a part of the hierarchy chain. They don't give a shit. They'll literally, because these motherfuckers will literally be at my store.
Like one or two things on.
That's bullshit because they'll literally.
Asshole that gave me the driver's test.
Well, yeah, those people literally go at our stores and shit, and they will fuck everything up.
I'm just like, shit, I've been driving longer than you've been alive. Huh?
You want to why? Because they care about the profit and the bonuses. Because they care about the profit and they care about their bonuses at the fiscal quarterly years. That's what they care about. They care about money. They care about the greenbacks. They don't give a fuck if a worker, ends up actually being decent or maybe someone passed their test or not, whatever. They don't give a shit about any of this stuff. They're just finding a way to make the most amount of money for their fucking fiscal year so they can get a nice, juicy bonus. I've seen it way too many fucking times. I've heard it way too many times in other workplaces and other industries. That's just a fact of our fucking system. These elites, these administrators, these managers, these people that are in the middle / upper echelon of our corporate like even political apparatuses, all they care about is bonuses, the stock market fiscal quarterly shit. Like they only want money. That's all they give a fuck about. What? I actually didn't hear what you said. What? Well, it's not like that we don't. Well, it's not like we choose this shit. Do you think I fucking chose the job that I did? The only reason why I'm still in it is just because it's a unionized job. It's pretty much the main reason why I'm still in it. But, do you think a lot of us really choose that? I mean, a lot of it's because of the wage or the income and maybe try to, it's a better way of making money in comparison to how we were making money before then. All right? My store director is younger than me by a couple of years, 2 years younger than me. And it's honestly, I can see she's more of a no bullshit businesswoman, take no bullshit kind of, gal. But at the same time, it's she's looking out for herself as a young buck too. Or I guess in a young doe for her case, but because there's been times she kind of respects me, but at the same time, she's still looking out for herself. So she'll have a back and forth with me. I've been in her office where she'll call me in and be like, "Hey, why are you doing this?" or X, Y, and Z, blah 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 blah. And I'll give her the shit, and then she'll start being like, "Well, don't do that because I, as a manager, need to be protected. I don't want my store being on a bad list, or I don't want my bonuses getting affected." She will implicitly say this. And it's do you really give a fuck about me, or are you just using me as a way to fucking get more benefit out of your ass? I mean, because I kind of like her because she at least is communicative and is willing to talk back and forth with me and shit like that. But she's not willing to get what the fuck is going on the ground in a way, which is so weird because she is willing to help in our department. I've seen her help customers in our own department in our line and shit. So it's what's her motive going on here? It's it makes me kind of question what the fuck her motive is. That's why especially as a blue collar worker, I tend to have a skepticism to managers or anyone in that upper echelon because there's always some fucking motive with them. And it's my motive is just wanting to live a life. That's my motive. Their motive seems to be based off of just trying to see how much money they can make in a fucking month. You might want to come over here if you're gonna say so. I can't really hear you right now. Get over here. still cannot hear him at all. Whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. That's still my point with it. Cuffs up more blood. I don't read that. What did I? Actually, I summarized like, okay, maybe I did not read it. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. You arrive at work the other day and you find everything's right. You're close to school. Oh, well, okay, I did because I only read the first. I read the first sentence and then I went off. Your closest coworker lies in the middle of the floor with blood coming from his mouth. You kneel down, brother. What drove our lands to the state? Coughs up blood. Blood. Doctor. Doctor. Just starts to wipe it away. We had no more time to prepare. And then they were upon us. It was a nitpick after nitpick. And it was a mess. And then chaos. Stay with me, man. Stay with me, man. Stay with me. No. It's cold. It's so cold. How about the pie? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna pass. My brother. Heed the warning to the next generation. Heed them the warning.
Some people want to have the.
Oh, now you finally shut. Yeah, what were you saying again?
I had to finish doing.
Well, you had to. Like I was saying, you should have popped in there. What was the right again?
I'm just saying, some people, lots of want to be popular, looking for the, kind of the same type of thing. My sister thinks that way. She brushes and it could make her look better.
I mean, the whole popularity idea, I mean, that kind of plays it.
They want money. There are other people who are just nice and they're just like, I just want to live my day and help everyone else.
I mean, well, you have there's like, I think really like 4 or 5 different like archetypes of managers or, shit. But like, there's really 3. There's like the ones that don't give a fuck. They're only there for the money. There's ones that do care, but there's also ones that do care, but they still are trying to look out for themselves and trying to at least, make whatever money they can as a director. So it's like, and a lot of that shit, it really is just due to our paradigm. Like, because honestly, there's a lot of like regional / even our own store director stuff where it's like, I think they're pretty much in the same boat as us, but it's like, fuck. Like, they don't completely get it. That's like, I mean, you have to really recognize and understand what the fuck our problems are, in order to fix your own shit. You can't just throw us under the bus. Or, like, have all these other motherfuckers that show up from different stores or different districts or different departments or whatever to fucking fix our shit. Maybe, honestly, maybe you ought to train us and also hire more fucking people for our department instead of fucking throwing a bunch of motherfuckers from other places. To fucking, be in our shit.
Especially when they first opened it, like people down there, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm usually at this store or that store. They do that thing. It's like, okay, you're hired for you to just walk down the street, go to work. No, now you gotta go out to Damascus. And it's like, No one else wanted.
Well, that's because he had a license. Well, that's because he had a license in the car, and they're like,
No, I
well,
didn't have a car.
oh, that was during that time period?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, I had my
So
license.
they tried to fuck you. They were trying to find a way to hide. They were trying to find a way to fire you.
But I had no car. I'm just like, why am I the guy who has no car and set off with the manager?
Dude, they were trying to fuck you.
Well, you can take the bus. Shit,
Yeah, like, let's take the fucking bus that goes out to Escada/Damascus, which barely runs at all, and then the last bus runs at, like, what, 8 in the afternoon? 9 or some shit, 9 p.m. or whatever the fuck. Yeah, let's take that fucking bus out there. Like, give me a fucking break. They're setting you up to fail. That's what they were doing. They were setting you up to fail to find an excuse to fire you. They're literally finding an excuse to fire your ass. And I swear to God, they're doing the same shit for my ass. I'm just keeping my head down and just doing what they want me to do. And they fucked off since, you know, so I know they're trying to find an excuse, but they can't find one. So they've been fucking off lately because they just can't find an excuse. Because every time they pull me in their fucking office and tell me about some bullshit, that gives me an idea about, like, oh, they're trying to fucking, maybe get rid of me. And even though they're trying to say, we don't want to get rid of you, but they don't give a fuck about any of that shit. They give a fuck if they want to get rid of me or not. They only care about, like, what matters to, they're like, data and whatever the fuck for their store. They don't give a shit. They can't. That's the fuck thing. And honestly, that's why they always pull me aside. And weirdly enough, that's a silver lining for me, because I can recognize and understand where they want to try to fucking fire my ass. And I even hear for the grapevines, like, oh, do you pay for your stuff? Or, are you doing this and that? And it's like, yes. Like, I mean, because there's a lot of people that are trying to look out for my ass. And, like, hey, we don't want you to see you get fired for some bullshit. And I know it. I've known it for fucking years, because they've always used this. They've had... Not that I'm aware of. But, like, I've literally viewed, like, they've used the same excuses and the same, attempts to try to fire my ass for a long fucking time. So it's like, I'm not, a stranger to their ideas and bullshit. I just keep my head low and, just try to, do what they want, listen to me time. And then once, this walkthrough / all this other bullshit goes away, then I just kind of go back into my usual routine, and they don't really bother with it until fucking corporate wants to, make their rounds again.
I know the whole routine.
I know you do, but it's like, it's more fucked because, like, it's harder to do that shit.
So the guy that owns the company, the boss, is out there working with you.
Honestly, I kind of wish I was in a more smaller business at this point. I might, I know Harry's got bought and owned by it's like Shell or something, but the guy still owns it and all that. I might honestly, maybe go over there. I mean, honestly, as long as he's willing to pay me at least equivocal, or maybe a little more, or at least what my journeyman wage ought to be, then I'll be okay with it. It's either pay me what I'm being paid right now or better, where my journeyman wage ought to be, or at least somewhere in between there, I'll be happy. Because my journeyman wage ought to be $21.53 an hour. I'm not being paid that. I'm being fucked, and I've tried for a long time, and just the company specifically refuses. Yeah, the company will literally be like, oh, Safeway will be like, oh, we'll bump your wage to 50 cents at most, or maybe 75 cents, at best, really. And then our union rep, will come back and it's like, hey, did they fix their shit? I'll be like, no, they only bumped it up to like 50 cents. And they're like, they should have done that. It should have been this. And they'll go back, and then it'll be bumped like another 50 cents. And I keep telling them that. And then it will just do the same thing. I was like, and at a certain point, I'm just like, well, corporate don't give a fuck. As long as I'm being paid at least this amount, I'm just happy. I'll wait for the new contract to come up, because our contract is currently expired. I mean, I should, though, because I should be having some retroactive pay on top of the fucking wage I've been making. Like, my wages have been stolen from me for fucking, I don't even know how long.
like raise too much of a fuss, otherwise you'll be.
No, I should, but that's the fucking issue though. Like you, as a worker, you ought to fucking do that, and every fucking worker ought to do that shit because like if your wages. Well, the thing is, I'm not working for a small business. I'm working for a mega conglomerate corporation.
That's why I like that, because he appreciates he knows what the fuck he's doing. You know, it might take a bit longer,
it's not just that though. It's not just that though. Like I'm not the only one that is capable of that shit. I talked to a lot of my coworkers. They're pretty much the same exact way. It's like we ought to all fucking deserve way better than what we're deserving. That's honestly why I'm just thankful that we do have at least a union job that gives us the bare minimum. But I wish our local was way stronger because holy shit, especially with like a lot of these union presidents like Sean Fain, Sean O'Brien, who have been Sean Fain for the UAW and Sean O'Brien for the Teamsters. They've been some strong, hardcore motherfuckers lately, and I wish our local was the same fucking way. I wish UFCW was the same way because holy fucking shit, retail work and grocery work is everywhere. It's like one of the main fucking forms of work that you can get, at least at a bare minimum wage, kind of shit. So it needs to be. I mean, what's asking for too much though? I mean, what is too much, especially when these corporations are making billions of profits? Like, I mean, what is too much, for the average little man, for the fucking rich bourgeois motherfuckers making like endless billions of dollars or millions of dollars in the fucking stock market, let alone the profits? I couldn't hear what he said. Probably some libertarian garbage. I don't know. But I mean, really, where the fuck is that profits going for, the average worker? I mean, seriously, it ain't for any of us. Fundamentally, it never was. And that's why, like, our voice ought to be fucking heard more. That's why the union fucking voice needs to be heard more. Because, like, especially with Sean Fain, Sean O'Brien, like, these motherfuckers are so gun-ho about, 2028 and the union labor strike, the general strike of, May Day of 2028. And I want my union to be a part of that. We are going for contract negotiations right now. And I am, at least wanting to get into contact with my union reps and also a few others. And if I could help it, even getting, into contact with the union president and say, look, like, whatever contract you push, please make it May 31st for the expiration of that contract. It might be a shorter contract in comparison to what we've had in the past for the previous years. But think about Sean Fain. Think about Sean O'Brien. Think about all these unions who are coalescing and can use this fucking power. And we, as a local, can fucking use this power to push some insane shit. Especially for the PNW, for Jackson, Wyoming, for Idaho, for fucking Washington, for Oregon, for the Cascade, for the Cascades, for our region to fucking have a voice in that shit. We can really make a fucking impact. Because the UFCW Local 555, like, we go as far east as Wyoming. We go as far west as fucking the Oregon coast and Washington coast. Like, I mean, we're a big fucking local. We got, like, I think what, like 9,500 something fucking members in our fucking local, let alone national. I mean, it's like, we got some shit. And we got some power we can use in a radical way. And I want to get in, the voices of our uppers to be like, whatever your fucking interests are, I don't even give a shit, man. Because, like, I want to see, that value be used for good. And you know what? If you want to, see, some personal good and you got your own personal ambitions, and ambitions and shit, fine. I got my ambitions, sure. But, like, fuck. At least, like, sacrifice some of that for all of us. Because we need it so badly right now. Because if not, I mean, if our local does not attribute to what's going on here in the next 4 years with the general strike in 2028, I'm gonna be genuinely disappointed, especially considering that we're going for those contracts and going for that negotiations right now. The next round of negotiations for the union heads and the corporation heads and shit are going to be during my birthday weekend, actually. So I'm going to be keeping in touch about what's going on there since it's my days off, so I can call them up and talk to them about that, because I want to know. I mean, I've been wanting to be a shop steward for my own shop, and that will give me extra, even legal protections and legal authority, even to be able to have leeway and a say for my fellow coworker and for my fellow man, my brother and sister in labor, including my managers, even including the rest of these fucking workers that I represent. And I mean, there just hasn't really been much. I'll get emails about some dates where some shop stewards to be trained on, but it's literally never on a day where I have off where I can do that. And I can't call in because a lot of times I need the fucking money. I can't call in a day because if I lose like $100, a week, that is a lot, and that means a lot to me. I can't just lose that shit. It's just one of those things where it's kind of tough. But I mean, that's kind of the sad fact about what the worker is right now, and that's why I'm so gung-ho for the general strike of 2028. Even my local union doesn't do it. Fuck them then. I'll join the fucking unions that are willing to do that shit. I mean, and honestly, I'll even talk to them and be like, yo, got a way for me to join your union and be a part of like a job that y'all fucking working in? Got a program, got something going on here? Like, give me an out. Because straight up, dude, 2028 is going to be a badass year.
That's one of the downsides to a union is they say you get paid this much, even if
that's not a downgrade. That's an upgrade. No, hold on. Hold on. No,
I'm just saying. I always like that because I always was able to negotiate higher than all the other people working.
You want to know why? It's because unions usually are the ones that are collectively trying to negotiate a higher standard for workers, and when they achieve that, then even for non-union workers like yourself, like you're talking about, they give them a better edge, and so they can actually have a better competitive ability to negotiate the wage. Even for non-union workers, I advocate for them too, because the whole idea of that is that it gives a foundation where it is beneficial for everyone, and even if non-union workers happen to be doing non-union work or whatever the fuck, who gives a shit? At least, they are also getting the benefit because they have to compete with that basic standard. They have to compete with that and then, offer something better, for someone to, want that work. Because if there's a basic standard that's really good and a lot of these people are willing to go for that, then a lot of these companies and a lot of these, smaller businesses that aren't necessarily unionized or maybe semi-unionized have to compete with that and then be like, well, let me offer better wages, let me offer better benefits and all this other shit. And a lot of people are more open to going to those type of, jobs and that type of work because it's more genuine competition where maybe they actually would get a better outcome.
Unless the market's flooded with a whole bunch of workers that do that particular job and then say, I don't need to offer this.
Maybe, but that depends on what industry it is. That depends on what the industry it is specifically. But also a lot of industries, a lot of domestic Americans don't even want to take the jobs of. Agricultural farm work, most Americans don't even want those jobs at all. That's why there's a lot of quote unquote illegal immigration and all sorts of shit that take those fucking jobs, especially at half the fucking wage and all sorts of shit because it's more cost effective.
Just like land, this is my farm. If I don't do the work, I go broke.
Well, that's why they tend to go for cheap ass labor, like illegal immigrants who are looking, to fucking find easy work. I mean, but I guess honestly, isn't that reason why like there should be like a streamlined, like equal opportunity for workers, especially immigrants, where there's easy access, like the Ellis Island, or, like early stages of America when it came to immigration, like the Ellis Island, like here's your ID, here's your social security, or whatever, like you at least show your identity is who it is. Well, guess what? You're a citizen because you want a job, you want to fucking live here. There you go, boom. Bada bing, bada bing. Like, that's how our fucking immigration was for the longest fucking time. And a lot of these people made our country and made it for what the fuck it is. Like, without Ellis Island or fucking Anchor Island, fucking, the Bay in San Francisco or whatever in California, like, without these places, our country wouldn't be what the fuck it is. But the Italian, the African, the fucking, Balkan, migrants, all these people, like, they made our country for what the fuck it is. And especially how diverse. I mean, it was like, not necessarily, because like a lot of it was like, you had like, the Spaniards, and like, when it came to Mexico, the Mexican Empire in America, like, today, like, there's weirdly, at least culturally and demographically, not country-wise or government-wise, but at least culturally and demographically, like, there's a lot of solidarity and commonality and love, in a way, between each other. Like, I love the Hispanic, Central, Southern American, like, culture, populace, etc. But the the governments or the countries, whatever. But like, at least the people and the culture and the stuff they bring forth to us, and we can give back. And it's like, I love that shit. It's the most beautiful thing about our fucking country. But there isn't a basic culture, though. Culture is an ever-evolving thing. Culture evolves. Honestly, what that is just basic respect. That's just basic common respect, though. What you're talking about is just basic common respect, though. Like, you can have that, but you can still have different cultures and different ideas and diversity and shit, and different things come together, but still have a basic human respect. And basic, like, respect of, like, yeah, I want to express and actualize myself in this way, or I view things in this way, or whatever, vice versa and shit. Like, that's the whole idea, I think, what you're trying to say, and also what I fundamentally believe in, too. Like, because I think especially the paradigm in our system as it is currently, like, I want it to be something that, boosts and, like, uplifts, the actualization of what people want to be. Whatever the fuck that is, I don't give a shit. Just, we need a system that uplifts that shit, because, like, we ought to have a system that, like, lets us, live how the fuck we want, and at least, be able to actualize ourselves in a way, where we can be comfortable and live at least a basic life and shit, and, find ourselves in a way, and then, maximize that. And not have to worry about being homeless or, like, losing a job or whatever the fuck. We shouldn't have to worry about any of this. Especially when it comes to just, like, understanding our own selves and realizing ourselves. It's like, I shouldn't have to worry about, like, losing my home, especially, when it comes to my own identity, and figure out who the fuck I am myself, right? Like, I shouldn't have to worry about, like, losing a home or my job or anything else, just because, like, I'm still trying to figure myself out, and, I'm just kind of going with the flow in a way, Sure. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I mean, it's why I care about it so much, because, like, a lot of people do have to care about a lot of that shit, though. I mean, you and I are privileged enough to not have to really worry about a lot of these things, but there's a lot of people that have to worry about, like, paying rent, like, figuring out their own healthcare and shit. Like, and all this stuff. Like, we're privileged enough to not have to worry about that, like, legitimately. And it is a privilege, especially in this generation. I mean, it really is. And I recognize it, and, hey, and I don't really see myself as, like, superior. I just see myself lucky because I have parents and I had a fucking family that gave a fuck. Honestly, that's where I see it. And Finley, that's a compliment to you and my mom, by the way. That's a compliment to y'all. Like, because y'all gave a fuck enough to make sure that I was privileged enough to have some sort of a security. But despite that, I can at least recognize, especially with a lot of my friends, I had a lot of my friends be homeless and fucking crash surf in my place, Like, I mean, like, even if I don't have to really luckily suffer for that shit, I mean, I've had too many of my friends suffer for that shit, and I've uplifted their ass, and it's like, I can't not acknowledge that is a problem and a fundamental sad fact in the state of affairs of our system. It's not just an organ thing. It's not just a quote-unquote lib thing. That's our system, period. I mean, it's fucked. Like 60% of, like, Americans these days can barely afford $1,000 emergency bill, let alone fucking rent. I mean, it's like, and I'm part of that demographic. And you are too. It's fucked as it is. I mean, it's like, no one should be in that situation, especially in the country that's rich as fuck, that can afford, to take care of us, but yet refuses to. And that's what pisses me off. Like, we're in a country that's rich as shit. It could afford to help us and fucking give us a standard of living that is comfortable, but yet just refuses because these fuckers that run this shit want to make more money and fuck us all over. It's like, that's what pisses me off. It's like, where the fuck is our dividends, in the entitlement and the, frankly, the handout that we ought to deserve, that built this shit for these motherfuckers who want to fuck us over nowadays. Like, for generations, we built these motherfuckers who are running our country, and yet they want to spit in our fucking face. It's like they're in for a rude fucking awakening if they want to keep this shit going. Like, legitimately. And I think you understand it, man. I mean, I know you're... Well, yeah, I mean, money is power. I mean, in this country, in this current paradigm, yeah. But shouldn't it not be that way, though? I mean, that's why I'm such, a critic about that. Because, like, our world, let alone our own country, should not be run like that. Well, I mean, maybe, look, I know you're older, but, like, I'm a young buck motherfucker, It's like, I mean, do you think I want that shit to be like that? Obviously not. Why do you think I'm so... No, it won't. Yep. No, the fuck it won't, especially with motherfuckers like me in charge. No, it won't. Like, and it never should ought have been like that. And this whole defeatist doomer bullshit of just, it's always going to be like that is nonsense, and I refuse to fucking accept it. Why do you think I'm so radical? Why do you think I'm a communist, socialist, far lefty type? I'm just saying. I'm just fucking saying, man. Why do you think I'm a radical type? You should. Yeah, you should. But I'm just saying, though. It's like... The All-Star fucking... Shit, they fucking upgraded. The All-Star upgraded. Oh, shit.
Yeah, well, now it costs you $1 in sport.
Well, they've been doing that for a while anyway.
Yeah, I know. I go down to the line.
But I mean, my point being, though, it's like, why do you think I'm so critical about our paradigm? It's like, it's not like, I mean, it's
I
not.
was that way once, and then I realized it's just the way nature is.
No, well, that's the problem. I refuse to be in that position where it's like, oh, this is it. Like, I'm too radical for that. I'm too much of an. As much as I am a pessimist, like, I am an optimist deep down inside, and I know for a fact we could do better, and I want us to do better. I mean, that's why I tend to be kind of critical about, or especially the American paradigm. I can't really speak for the rest of the world, but for the United States and America.
It's a common person paradigm. My major worries are what's up with the dryer and how's the.
Well, I mean, a lot of my criticism is based on that.
Stuff like that. Oh, by the way.
A lot of my criticism.
Turn it off so you can't turn it on and forget it.
I'm very fucking aware about that. You told me about that already. And also, why do you think I'm so critical about stuff? Because, like, why should we have to worry about, like, spending, a shitload of money on a new dryer or repairing that fucking thing or whatever the fuck, when that should just be basically on. I wish that was more of the case, but the problem with that though is that, I mean, our system is not built on quality and and long lasting, and also the right to repair. That is not a fucking philosophy that our system upholds anymore. The right to repair, the right, to third party, consumerism when it comes to different products, including dryers, John Deere, etc., whatever it would fucking name it. The idea of the right to repair, the shit that you grew up with is not a thing anymore. It's based off of consumerism and how much you can fucking sell to a motherfucker. Why in the. Yeah, exactly. That fucking saw that's been, you grew up probably fucking using that goddamn thing as my age. Quantity instead of quality. Yeah, it's quality instead of quantity. Because that is quality. It's not based on quantity where it has a plain obsolescence. That thing is meant to last and has a right to repair, where you have a right to be able to use that thing as long as you want, pass it down generationally, and have that thing repaired and built up and even upgraded maybe, to where it's still usable 100 years later.
Feel like, cost you more, but, depends. You have to think how much money you use it. You have stuff like crap. For the years. And just like stupid brakes, you don't need to repair it. People need to repair it or replace it. So I've done that, I did a Friday and I forget what it was. It's not that way, I'll bring it in. I must have been trying to overclock it or something. It's my dad. It's like from the 1970s or something like that. And it's like, okay, it's like, well, we're going to have to order the parts that you want this new one. You're not emotionally attached to it or anything. No, I'm emotionally attached to be able to drive my car home. Just give me a new one that works just like this. And I do commend you guys for having something that lasts and, almost as old as I am.
I mean, also, that's why.
You pay a lot for that, but some people just like, I need a screw once, or maybe twice, and it's just going to sit there on the shelf most of the time. Then you go to some place where you get something very inexpensive, like Harbor Freight. I love that place. It's a great place.
Harbor Freight, yeah.
They have a really cheap stuff, but if you're not going to use it a lot, if you're a commercial guy, you're doing lots of stuff, you don't want to go there. You want to get the craftsman stuff where it's like lifetime guarantee. You can keep bringing it in. It's like my dad had a hoses for sale. I don't think they're called craftsman hoses. The same type of deal. And he had to run the air compressor from the shop up to the house to do stuff in the basement where You know, we jacked up the house on Robot. We jacked it up.
I know the house.
Okay, you're doing stuff.
Yeah, we saw it last time, and
But the air compressor was down in the shop, so he ran a bunch of garden hoses, and they all got aneurysms and pops because they got meant to take like 120 psi or
and no shit.
And he brought them back to Sears. They gave him new ones after it's been doing everything. He picked them up. Kept them going.
I mean, honestly,
what he was doing was done.
I mean, honestly, that probably would happen to this day. Like, if you went back.
I wish I still had some of them hoses. Those were like the best hoses in the world.
It would be honestly insane if you still had them.
Well, probably not.
Probably not, but it would be kind of wild if you did.
Like me to run over on the gravel driveway and all that.
We still need to get his fucking, well, I guess your guns, from his ass. We still need to do that. One of these days, we need to still do that. Because you got an M1903 Springfield.
I talked to him briefly the other night. I still need lots of information. I keep doing this. I just maybe try to give him up some money so we don't get all the toes. I'm flat broke, and it's like, you still owe me $100.
Well, look, I mean, I've been dealing with a lot of financial shit myself.
I'm dealing with lots of shit too.
We all are, I think. I mean, it's a stressful week. Okay, I'm glad to have like my cleaning shifts, I guess.
Chris is telling me just deal with it. I'm just like, look, you're asking me to pay more than I'm getting.
And also, like, she is the main account that handles all this shit. So, like, just deal with it. Like, yeah, with what information that you were able to log us into the shit. Like, I could do it if she gave me the information to log in so I could go to PGE or whatever the fuck.
She said she was done paying the bills and she can't deal with it anymore, which I was kind of thinking along the lines of...
Which I think is bullshit.
She want to go through the paperwork, so I'm thinking, okay, now I will pay the bills, but it's still expecting her to, pitch in mine. Which, granted, I mean, she really doesn't need, or shouldn't be obligated for doing that, except for the reason that she didn't pay him all through the COVID thing, and now we have all that thousands of dollars worth of unpaid bills that we have to pay.
Well, blame Trump for that because he was like, oh, we're not going to we're going to, say that it's okay that you cannot avoid the rent, blah, blah, blah. Tremendous. You don't have to worry about your rent, but you know what? You have to pay it down later. I'm feeling that. I'm not going to lie. My stomach is also feeling a little food. A little foo-foo. Not quite yet. I know I'm missing a few comments, but... Your theater is showing? I'm sure it was. Okay, what song is this? Holy shit, this banger. Chicha-ba-ditches! Ayy. You're talking about when a character dies and out of respect to another character uses her index and middle fingers to pull down her eyelids. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like, I know what you're talking about. Sure, let me just stick your inner city bus. Hopefully I can get to work with only one knife in my ribcage. I don't know why I decided to check that, but you know, fuck it. Sure. Oh, yeah, right. Good morning, sunshine. Well, hello. I'm lit as fuck. Hello. Hello. Salud. Salud, chinga. How you doing? Pretty good. Came back from the bar after singing one more little song. What?
I finally figured out how to use these things. I'm just like, bro,
they're not that hard to use. They're just. What the fuck is that?
Diamond Bush? They were called Diamond Bush. They're like a magnifying glass.
Huh.
And you don't have to use your hands supposedly. I'm just like, okay, I'm get some of those. But I could never make them stick in my eye.
So they're meant to be like a monocle?
Yeah, then I can. Just like
so some aristocratic bourgeois like monocle elite shit, basically.
Movie, and then I realized.
The Cafe High?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Really
kind of.
Stick it in.
I'm aware. Well, that's
I'm also learning it takes practice.
Yeah, it takes some practice, doesn't it? Well, you're not an aristocratic, elite monocle wearing like, yes, blah, 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 blah. You're not one of those motherfuckers, so you gotta practice. You gotta practice at being a rich, elite Englishman or something. You gotta be like an 1880 aristocratic Englishman or some shit, dude. You gotta learn that shit.
I'll go for Mr. Peanut.
That works too, Mr. Peanut. Mr. Peanut, that works too.
That's what everyone used to do. Now they have bifocals. But back in the day, monocles are, you have one eye you breathe with.
Dude, monocles need to come back, honestly, in fashion. I'm not even gonna lie. Monocles need to come back.
When it comes to think of it, if I could...
Molds need to come back. The Papadorno mold needs to come back, and I might honestly do that, low-key. And I might honestly do the monocle with that. I'll be like, you know what? Fedora status, Papador mullet, monocle, and we got, a fucking, strap for a fucking watch, dude. We're gonna fucking upgrade with a watch, bro. We might do that, bro. Papador mullet, a watch. Dude, I already got shit on my wrist. I got shit on my wrist. Imagine a watch on the wrist, and then I already got the little hair ties and shit because of my hair.
You have a...
I already got a fucking arm for the wrist, dude.
Yeah, it's like an organizer.
Exactly. And then I got the watch. If my phone dies, somebody like, yo, what's the time?
I wouldn't want to have the whole thing stuck to my wrist all the time. I just like have you.
Sure, I mean, none of this is stuck to my wrist all the time. None of these are.
Oh, take out the magnifying glass, stick it in.
I mean, none of...
You have two parts, so you have the magnifying glass and the little light.
Well, none of the shit that sticks to my arm is permanent. So if I had to watch, I mean, never would either. And even if it was, I'll make sure it's comfortable as fuck.
Yeah, when you came out with battery watches, that's cool.
I could go on top and can a monocle. True. I mean, I got this. Hold up.
Yeah, I could swear somebody was. Oh man, the other day driving home. You know, it's not like right around
There we go.
Safeway closed, and they just probably got kind of fine.
Very stylish. It is.
And there, I seen somebody that had a hat exactly like that, although.
This is yours, technically. I appropriated it because I found it once and it was in still good condition. That's where all the fucking feathers and all this other shit came from. Go in pins. Where this shit is sticking up now. I got pins to make this shit stick up here too.
Yeah, I need to get a new hat like that.
I know yours is still around here somewhere. You had like a dark olive green Stetson just like this.
Either that or probably just, find new feathers that new feathers.
Who's just Belarusians, right? Here, what band is this? Really, is this you? I mean, I tend to be kind of a cowboy a little bit and a redneck. And you know what? Even with... I look like a fucking redneck, dude. I look like a Texan redneck right now. A little bit of a punk redneck, but dude, right here, dude. I look like a cowboy. Look at this shit. I'm a cowboy right here. I'm a redneck. I might be a PNW Cascadian fucking punk lefty motherfucker, but I'm a redneck Texan boy at heart, dude. I got half my family fucking comes down from that fucking state. So, I mean, that cowboy aesthetic fucking fits me way too goddamn well, especially at this.
That's not cowboy, it's more Robinson.
No, this is some cowboy shit. It's not stereotypical American cowboy, but like, some Teddy Roosevelt, like 1890s style cowboy. This will be some norm shit right here. Like, I mean, dude, the Aussie, like, military uniform includes, a hat where, like, you got the top going up here and you got the plume and shit. Just saying, this fucking... I don't want to hear no dissing.
No, it's not a dissing, man.
You finna just fine. Oh, I bet. I mean, honestly, I bet, I'd fit easily PC in when it comes to this shit. Where the hell heck go? What's this on? Oh, I'm pick one. The only reason why is because the guy actually has some new pins. I don't even know if it's showing me yet, but I got this one right here today. This little guy giving a little mini finger to Luna from Hello Boss. Actually, I also got some new stickers. I didn't even show them yet, but they're in here.
I got a bunch of stuff in the dollar store. I picked it up. You just watch it. Oh, but you have a wet rag. And you don't just want to sit in the pile, but the outside will get dry and the inside will get all musty.
Duh.
So if you can get look, I have to make that one. Well, I don't want to do that here. I got sticker with it. That'd be great for the kids to do it. Every woman in the world would speak out. Why do you do that, Victor? Like, look at the space and creed, and here it's half unusual, perfect objects, and the other half cool. So, this is, it's Star Trek memorabilia that have the Enterprise type thing,
I have no idea what
and this is like pipe rings and, stuff like that.
The fuck is... I cannot hear what you're saying because of the music and shit. Well, let's show some new stickers. Man, just got these little bad boys. And I'm thinking at least, one of these two I want to, put at the bar that I go to, at Duffy's. Don't know which one. Probably this little guy. The little possum boy. I think I might put this one in my gun safe. But I love this little guy. He's so cute. Looks like a little stoner bro, and also looks like he's high on acid as hell. But I also have these little guys too. Which are kind of sultry a little bit. And there's also this little dude too. I don't know. Where'd he go? Yeah, man. There's that little guy. I mean, but I have a few variations of these. Because a few of them are in the gay shit, but also in the train stuff too, a little bit. So that's this one. And I also have this one too. Be gay and do some crime. You have to be gay to do crime, okay? You gotta do that shit. That is a necessity in life, and you can't argue against it. Because it is a necessity, in life. Can you fucking not? Is that really a thing that needs to be happening right now? No, it's not. You can be stopping it right now and go somewhere.
I could wait,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's good.
The next day, and then the next day, just like all the other shit that needs to get done around here.
And whose problem is that? Not mine at all. But it is because it happens to be shit I'm doing. So.
I was making noise for you. Like you.
Yeah, because it's drowning my ass.
Doors at 4 o'clock and wake me up every morning.
Oh my god, we're gonna really be fucking doing this stupid retarded bullshit.
I try to be as quiet as possible for the noise.
While you're fucking hammering fucking shit in here and literally having a goddamn saw going on at night, and not exactly.
Times and stuff I want to get done I can't because it's like right now I'd like to be able to
you could be
at a board with the skill side, but the neighbors would not be happy.
Yeah, sleep better. Like have a better sleeping schedule or something. Like instead of sleeping all day, you could be doing this.
I'd sleep like a couple hours at a time, then I'm awake.
Maybe you should probably look about that. Like maybe you need a CPAP or something. I mean, there's things that you can do to adjust that where it could be better for you. And yeah, because that's a fucking drug. I mean, I'm saying CPAP, which includes oxygen and a little. Sounds like CPAP would probably be helpful with stuff like that. Oh my god. Fucking stubborn, fucking retarded motherfucker, dude. Unable to recognize the fucking shit that can actually help his ass, but wants to make every excuse otherwise to make his own fucking shit worse. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, unironically, CPAP would probably make half this life so much fucking better. It would probably honestly improve the rest of this fucking bullshit. But no. Oh, it's this and that. Oh, I need to take fucking goddamn fentanyl and fucking opioid pills and all this sort of shit or whatever. Maybe not fentanyl, but fuck, it's honestly that might as well be your fucking excuse. Let's take fucking opioids like fent and oxycodone and all this other shit. Because fuck it, I just want to take the easy way out. Even though it's not. It's the destructive way out. It's fundamentally destructive. So it's like, give me the fucking break, bro. It's like, Jesus Christ. It is just straight bullshit. He could be fucking helping himself. I mean, straight up. It ain't my fucking problem. It ain't my fault. I mean, honestly, if he goes before I do, then the inheritance that my granddad is giving me is going directly to me fundamentally, period. So, you know, if he wants to be that way and give me all that shit directly, then I don't know, man. Whatever, fuck it. That's his problem. I've given him plenty of outlets, especially as a goddamn adult. I've told him his shit. It refuses. He wants to make excuses. And that's it. That's his problem. Not mine. If he wants to make that shit, I mean, whatever. I guess I at least, you know, get a little outcome out of that. That's at least beneficial, I suppose. Not that I want that. I like to have him for a long time. But if he refuses to fucking, you know, like, recognize that shit, then that's his fault. That's his problem, not mine. Which honestly is bullshit, because it really shouldn't. But that's how he wants to treat it. Where's that light? Let off the let it go. There we go. Really? Did all that shit and still had to make sure that was going on in the background. Fuck. I love him, but holy fuck, dude. Stressful motherfucker. Stressful motherfucker. Aye. Especially with his politics, man. Because, like, what's so fucked is that we kind of almost agree, but holy shit, like, our perspective about that is just fundamentally unattainable or beyond fucking, like, reconcilable, apparently, because, like, he just cannot handle it at all. It's like, no, I can handle it. I know. It's like, motherfucker, I'm your son, bitch. Shouldn't you give a fuck a little bit and maybe, like, hear what I have to say? I mean, it's like, holy shit. You raised my ass? So fucking, like, I don't know. Recognize what the fuck I gotta say. I mean, at the end of the day, I could give a fuck if all these other motherfuckers, you know, on, you know, the public sphere have, you know, a care about what I say, but, like, my own pops? It's a motherfucker, dude. You should be the one that gives a fuck what I gotta say at the end of the day more than anyone. And even if you're too tired or, oh, I just can't take it or whatever, it's like, you know, grow some balls and fucking, you know, challenge my ass then. Because you raised me, and if I'm like a commie crazy motherfucker, then challenge my ass, bitch. Don't be a coward. Because every time I fucking do this shit, he always wants to, like, run off and, like, I don't know, just not, you know, be there, basically. It's like, bitch, aren't you supposed to be, like, the pops and give me, like, you know, some sort of, like, bullshit that is meant to enlighten me or something? It's like, because pretty much everything that you did is maybe more left than ever. And honestly, especially how he behaves to this shit, just really validates what I have to say about a lot of this. Especially when it comes to capitalism, like, corporate greed, you know, like when it comes to like labor action, all this shit, like he just really, I don't really think he tends to, but just validates what I'm fucking saying. Even though I think he's trying not to, but he does. And it's like, motherfucker, you could, if you just had some balls and talk to me about this shit. Instead of just like having some one-off opinion because you happen to overhear some shit and then, you know, you walk off after I challenge your ass. It's like, come on, dude. Because it's not like I don't want these conversations with him, but it's like, holy shit, bro. Like, stick around and actually fucking challenge your goddamn brain and open your fucking mind for once, dude. Because it's not like I'm trying to shut your ass down or fucking, you know, like, say everything what you say is wrong. But shit, maybe I just legitimately have a different perspective. You know, when it comes to what you've taught me as a dad and, you know, and raised me and shit. Including with my mom, including with the education system and what I personally, as an adult, have learned. You know what? Open your fucking mind to that, you know? It's like, holy shit. It's so annoying to me, because, like, I feel like, I mean, there's genuinely a lot of agreement, you know, when it comes to me and my pops, but he just is not willing to understand, like, the root cause of these fucking issues. I don't know if it's because he's just not willing to be open-minded to it or because he's just stuck in his ways or what the fuck. I don't know. But, like, holy shit, dude. He needs to open that ass up. Because, like, I ain't saying bullshit. I'm saying fucking truth. I'm talking fucking objective fucking truth. I saw, like, because what I'm talking about in my complaints aren't based off of fucking just a feeling. There's anecdotes. I have a lot of complaints about my own workplace and all that shit, but what, like that's just some exception to the rule? Of course it ain't. There's statistics to back this shit. It's like, I mean, and like what? You know, to rule that shit out because of some anecdote that backs that shit up. It's like, one death is a tragedy. 1 million is nothing more than a statistic. I mean, it's like Stalin was, you know, the motherfucker, you know, to push that shit. And it's like, you know what? Was he wrong? No. Because, yeah, 1 million deaths are nothing more than a statistic. One death is a tragedy. And the fact that the millions, let alone billions of deaths of the proletariat and the working class and the common man that has died and struggled and fought, you know, to get the basic standard for their own living, and yet got fuck all. It's like, I mean, that's a statistic, and it fundamentally should be a tragedy. That's the error of Stalin right there. It's that not only is one death a tragedy, but 1 million deaths are also a tragedy. Who gives a fuck if this happens to be a statistic? That is a tragedy in itself. It's like the fact that 1 million deaths are a statistic should be in itself a tragedy, not just let alone one death. Fundamentally, that is a problem, and that's fucked. And our current capitalistic paradigm is looking at the maximization of our statistics of death when it comes to, like, you know, the average proletariat and the working class, because they're looking to scalp and extract as much wealth and power and influence and everything and productivity out of your ass so they can make as much fucking money that they can out of you. Fundamentally, that is the fucking ultimate truth. Fuck anyone who's willing to fucking challenge that and say otherwise. Because either they are ignorant, stuck in the ways, or are purposely lying to you so they can push their fucking narrative. As a fascist or as a fucking pro-capitalist fucking greedy, money-grabby fuck, or anything else in between. They're nothing more than scum who are willing to fucking fuck you over at the end of the day. Whether so they could be the temporary embarrassed billionaire, or attempt to be that, and do so by any means necessary, whether as a fascist or as a sociopathic, callous, sadistic capitalist. Either way, they're willing to fuck you. And who gives a fuck, fundamentally, how they do that shit or where that ends up being? Like, we as the proletariat ought to fucking really, come together, regardless of what our fucking differences are, and say, hey, like, at the end of the day, our bread and butter, our fucking, like, rent, our life and our standards, regardless of where we ought to put that shit for our own selves, for our own actualization as an individual, is like, that ought to be the first and foremost importance. We ought to fight for that shit. Because if you happen to be a conservative, a liberal, a far lefty, whatever the fuck, as long as you agree with that, we're brothers and sisters and MBs, in solidarity as far as I care. Because I want to see all of us do better. Not because we ought to do better individually, but because our system ought to treat us better and look at us as a fundamental element in their survival on top of our own survival, and look at us as a necessity for existence of our paradigm in our, in our species and how we live. And when it comes to our economics, when it comes to our politics, we ought to be able to, like, have some sort of a unification, or at least some sort of a commonality. Because at the end of the day, there's a root to this shit. I mean, there is. There just fundamentally fucking is. And I'm willing to fucking argue with people that are willing to disagree. But holy shit, man. It's there. But no one wants to see that. I guess that's really what frustrates me about the duopoly. It's just that, like, it's not really the politics of it all. It's the fact that no one's willing to see that there is, like, a legitimate out to this type of shit. Because, like, holy fuck, man, there really is. But no one really is willing to see that. It ain't Kamala, it ain't Trump, it ain't Biden, it ain't any of these motherfuckers. It's a unique, different, alternative way. And a lot of that requires a general strike. It requires the people to come together and say, we need a third way, a new outlet. We need a progressive leftist labor-based movement. Like, that's what is required. And if not, we're just gonna keep fucking putting our wheels in the mud. Fundamentally, at the end of the day, until we fucking focus on that shit. And that's what I fucking want. And that's where my politics has always been. It will stay that way, because holy fucking shit, nothing else really matters to me outside of that. It really, fundamentally, that's the truth. It just is. Fuck Kamala, fuck Trump, even fuck Stein, or Chase Oliver, or whatever his name is, for the Libertarian Party. Fuck these people. They mean nothing when it comes to the fucking message that I want to push, unless they're willing to stand side by side with that. I suppose maybe Jill Stein, Tim Walz, for Kamala, like, there are people that I suppose are willing to maybe step more in line with that. But you know what? Unless they're willing to be lockstep with that, including after they're elected, and I can at least show that they can at least show to me that they give a fuck and are willing to prove and walk that fucking walk and prove that shit to me, I ain't gonna fucking, go out of my way to vote for that or be confident with that shit, especially in a state that's locked hella for Oregonians, for, for the Democrats here in Oregon. It's a close primary state. We barely had a primary anyway. I mean, it's like, I already know this state is going to Kamala. So, as a close primary state where we barely had a primary in the first place, like, where do you think my vote's going to? hey, Jill Stein. I mean, but at the end of the day, my message has fuck all to do with Kamala, Jill, Trump, or any of these motherfuckers. It has fuck all to do with them. Maybe one of them happens to be more in line with that shit. And maybe my personal, electoral politics, goes towards that. But I mean, it's like, hey, I'm willing to at least have an open olive branch and say, like, hey, you're willing to put that towards me. I'm willing to put that back. It's like, prove it to me. I'm not going to do that now. I ain't committed yet. But fucking prove it to me. If you're going to win this election, and I'll admit, I think Kamala will. But it's like, if you are, and that's your first fucking term, prove it to me. Because deadass, I might fucking vote for you in the second term. Maybe not this term. Second term, though, I might. I honestly, deadass might. But prove it to me. Actually be something that's worth a fuck to me. So far, we're getting there. But you're not convinced me yet. Not yet. I'm too pessimistic for it. But as a leftist and a progressive, I think I have a fucking right to be that way. Especially with Bernie being fucked over twice in a row, and the progressives, including in this concurrent election, getting fucked over by AIPAC and losing elections left and right. It's like, I got a reason to be cautious. I have a reason to not be confident in the Democratic Party for a lick of a dick. I got no reason to fucking be confident in them. I give a fuck if Kamala, happens to be getting a lot of traction right now. I could give a shit. This party needs to fucking prove it and prove this shit to me that they actually give a fuck and they're willing to change course. But I'm too cautious about that right now, and I think I got every fucking reason to be. And any leftist and any progressive that's worth their fucking salt and has enough critical thinking skills would be on the same page. Legitimately. That's not to degrade from Kamala being way better than fucking Trump. I'm not saying that at all, because Kamala is. She absolutely is. But she needs to fucking prove some shit beyond the lesser two evils. Oh, I'm just better than Trump. She needs to be more than that, because I'm sick of that stupid bullshit. I'm sick of the lesser two evils being, I'm better than Trump. Who gives a fuck? Be better than that. Actually be better and mature and fucking smarter and critical than that shit. Because I ain't fucking sold. When it comes to that, I ain't sold. Actually fucking sell me on some shit instead of that bullshit snake oil that I could go fuck about. Fuck that. But the Dem Party has honestly got an opportunity to sell me, though. And if they're willing to actually do that, I'm willing to change my mind. They got a lot of time between now and election day and afterwards. So if they're willing to fucking, legitimately switch their position and actually be more progressive and at least be more like an Elizabeth Warren style party or some shit, at least a more positive, good position of her, then you know what? I'd be all right. Because at least there's something being offered to us as progressives and leftists. I want the Democratic Party to actually be worth a fuck. I want them to actually be something that I want to vote for. So they got opportunity, and if they're smart, they'll seize it. Because people like me are open and willing to do so. But they have one election cycle to prove that to us. Because people like me aren't convinced yet. I'm sorry, but I'm not convinced yet. Give it some time. If she wins and she has the ability to prove that shit as the president, as Madam President Kamala Harris, then you know what? I will. I'll fucking prove it. Because I'm not doing it yet. I'm all to be okay and, I also celebrate the idea of Kamala winning, but you gotta give me something to fucking honestly, genuinely look at that and be like, all right, something's there. Give me something and I'll be there. Fundamentally, that's what it comes down to. And that I'll be there is probably going to be after she's elected. So she better, as a campaign, fucking galvanize a lot of people, especially Michigan, Pennsylvania, a lot of states that fucking matter. Don't look at me. Look at the people that are in those states who may or may not vote for her. Look at those people. Don't look at me. I'm in a state that's going to be locked for Kamala. So don't look at my ass. Look at those people and talk to them. Don't talk to me about this. I'm willing to open my fucking, vote to that, but she's got to prove it. I have the privilege, because I'm in the state that I'm in. So if you want these people to vote for Kamala now, go to Michigan, go to Pennsylvania, go to these states that fucking matter. Don't go to Oregon. Don't talk to me about this shit. I'm just trying to fucking give you the warning. I'm giving you the fucking heads up. Like, yo, if you don't talk about this to these people, you're gonna get fucked. Don't talk to me. Talk to these people. Because they're the voices and they're the votes that you need to fucking win. You don't need to win my vote. You need to win their vote. You need to win Dearborn, Michigan's vote. You need to win Pennsylvania's vote. You need to win Minnesota's vote. You need to win their votes. Not my vote. Their votes. Well, with that being said, because he's doing his bullshit, I'm all good. So, I'll have a coffee tomorrow. All that said, peace out. See you all next one. So,